Hey everyone, today's lesson is going to be over the role of microorganisms in the health of organisms. So, our learning objective is we're going to summarize the role of microorganisms in both maintaining and disrupting the health of organisms. Um, and so, I think this is important for us to recognize right now that microorganisms can also help maintain the health of organisms. A lot of times, most people think that they only disrupt, but there are bacteria and other microorganisms that can actually both maintain and disrupt. And that's what we're going to look at today. So, some of the examples of microorganisms that we're going to kind of focus upon is bacteria, fungi, and protists. So, we know that bacteria are prokaryotic cells. That's the main one that a lot of people are going to focus upon, but there are fungi and protists that are single celled or either smaller organisms that can also play a part in this as well. So, this is the main idea that you need to know is that not all microorganisms are detrimental to organisms' health. Some can be helpful, some can be harmful. It just depends upon not only the microorganism that's found, but also where it's found and what its intended function is within that organism. So, in maintaining the health of organisms, bacteria actually aid in breaking down substances in the digestive system of many organisms, such as humans. It's actually believed that your digestive system has about 100 trillion bacteria in it. So you can see this picture off to the right. These couple of bacteria, like the Saccharomyces boulardii, Bifidobacterium, and Lactobacillus, are all different bacteria that live within your gut in order to be able to break down your food even further. So this actually helps you because now you get even more of the nutrients that your body couldn't break down specifically on its own. And these bacteria can also protect against the establishment of harmful bacteria. So not only do they help us, but they can actually help fight off other bacteria that they don't want to be there because everything in biology is about survival. So if they can't survive, then they're not going to be able to do their job properly. So they want to try and fight off these other bacteria so that way they have the ability to be able to survive and reproduce on their own. Now, some examples of disrupting the health of organisms is we know that microorganisms can cause diseases in animals. So, strains of E. coli can lead to sickness. This is something that many people have probably heard in things like lettuce and other foods. If there are certain strains of E. coli, it can cause you to be sick. Now, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have long term health effects. It could, but it can cause some sort of sickness in your body, even just for a short period of time. We also know that something like strep throat is caused by a bacteria called Streptococcus pyogenes. So, this is another bacteria that can cause some sort of disease or what we call a bacterial infection within an organism. But it can also cause a disease in plants as well. So, there's a bacteria called Agrobacterium tumefaciens, is a bacteria that causes the growth that's seen on the plant to the right. Now, this is not a sort of growth that you normally want to see on a plant. So, this is causing a health or disrupting the health of this organism itself. So, like I said, there are multiple different microorganisms, and they are not always detrimental to the organism's health. So, some can be helpful and some can be harmful. It just depends upon what that microorganism is and the function that it has within the specific organism that it is living with. So, that's all that I have for you today, and keep exploring further.